And they also just picked up this one that'll be taken to Tamana, Marikina City, considered to be unattended illegal parking. Good morning everyone, MMDA back on the road. Right now they're on Teresa Street. This actually looks a lot better than the last time they were here. Although honestly, sometimes it's hard to know the true extent of the problem because there's coordination with the barangay, and sometimes they would warn people in advance. If you look in the background, you will see signs that say no parking both sides. And just like before, if the driver can show a valid license, it's only a ticket. If there's no driver, it gets towed away. It's not just vehicles parked on the road, but also on the sidewalk. I would have to check the license plate, but I think that might be the same pickup truck that was ticketed the last time they were here. Although the driver did come out, so they got the cheaper ticket of 1,000 pesos. This little petty sidecar thing is being confiscated now. A lot of people ask what happens to those. They get taken to one of the MMDA dumping areas, maybe in Ortigas for example. And then often the owners will actually claim them back. So it's not necessarily a permanent confiscation. And in come the tow trucks now for those vehicles that don't have a driver or the driver wasn't able to show a license. And I guess this will be one of the first vehicles to go up. This little van here, no driver. And if I remember correctly, this one was also impounded last time. If it's the car I'm thinking of, they actually had multiple vehicles ticketed and were complaining to the team. I cannot be sure if it's the same one, but either way it's being towed away now to clear the road. And they've already started loading the tricycles onto the tow truck also. That rider saw the team, so he stopped his bike and he's bringing out his helmet now. That's the thing, people have helmets, but they don't want to wear them. And honestly, in this place, they could ride around and most enforcers would ignore them outside of an operation. Right now they're on P. Florentino, issuing tickets to illegally parked vehicles. According to enforcers, this is no parking both sides. People often complain about their gates, their driveways being obstructed by parked vehicles. And the tow trucks are coming in now for all those vehicles where the driver didn't come out. This one is about to go from GTV to GTA. They're bringing in the tow truck now to take it away. It's not really GTA because it's a lawful operation, clearing the roads of what they consider to be illegally parked vehicles. This one says lowered lifestyle, but to me, that doesn't look very low. Anyway, it's on its way now to Tamana in Marikina City. This one is almost on the tow truck. They have to keep adjusting because it's not quite straight, and obviously they don't want to risk damaging the car. This white one is already on the flatbed, and they also picked up a motorcycle considered to be illegally parked. And I see another flatbed getting into place now to pick up this little van. So far I've only seen one driver that came out, but their vehicle is already being towed. And over here you'll see a tricycle parked on a corner. They do paint the corners to remind you that you're not allowed to park there. Problem with this one is the steering is locked, so they'll have to lift it, they can't just pull it behind. And now that van's out of the way, they're able to connect to the one behind it. What I've noticed is that people have been putting these in the road. I guess it's to reserve parking, but according to the MMDA, it's not allowed to park here in the first place. And there's another one on its way to Tamana, Marikina City. According to someone nearby, who I will keep anonymous, they said this vehicle is ticketed for illegal parking on a regular basis. Of course, I can't verify that because it could be from the MMDA, it could be from the LGU, but according to them, it's regularly ticketed. Anyway, if you're wondering why he's standing on the towing wire, just to make sure that it won't scratch the front of the car, especially when you first start pulling it onto the tow truck, the angle can be a little bit extreme. The SCOG team are now trying to clear this area. I guess it was turned into a housing on the sidewalk. Who on earth keeps a pussycat inside a tiny cage like this? Oh my goodness. Looks like a really nice cat. To be fair, it does look in good condition. I just wonder why it's inside a cage. Hopefully it's only temporary because of the cleanup. I'm not really sure what this is, if it's a zoo or a eating area. Looks like maybe they turn it into a canteen and then sell food. At first the barangay captain was saying that they're paying, and then Bong was asking, paying who? Paying for what? and then the details became a little bit more unclear. The barangay captain said that they're now in Manila City, so they've crossed over from QC to Manila. So I guess that explains a few things. Anyway, they are clearing the sidewalk, but based on what the barangay captain said, I think pretty much they're going to come back. And this premium taxi has been apprehended by the MMDA on EDSA. They're going to impound this as kolorum. Basically, they're doing ulu per head trip. The passengers said they're going to different places. They all have their own fare. The idea of a premium taxi is that it's just like a regular taxi, but nicer. And if you're wondering how many people are inside, according to enforcers, there's 17 people. Maximum approved capacity is 7. And according to enforcers, each passenger has a ticket for 200 pesos. So 17 times 200. I've yet to see a premium taxi that's operating as a taxi. There's actually an ongoing complaint from a UV Express operator. They say they were kicked out of their terminal, a certain mall along EDSA, even though they paid for a certain amount of time. And they said they were replaced by kolorum premium taxis. So it is having an effect on other franchise transport. Anyway, the enforcers will write out the ticket and impound the vehicle. That's a 3 months impounding.